In a city of 20 million people, Ezra Osi Mensah was 11 years old, and he had never once been bored. While other children slept through equations, Ezra finished them before the teacher reached the board. While his classmates memorized history, Ezra was already questioning it. He did not experience the world as a beautiful, confusing storm of events. He experienced it as a system, a pattern, a living code that could be read, predicted, and understood. His mother called it a gift. His teachers called it unusual. The children at his school had other words for it, words that stung. Ezra called it normal. What he could not understand was why no one else could see what he saw. The patterns were everywhere, in the way traffic moved, in the way market prices shifted before the rains, in the growth rate of mold on a wall, in the pauses between what people said and what they meant. Everything was connected, everything was knowable, and Ezra could see all of it. Every morning, Ezra read 3 newspapers, 17 web pages, and the latest edition of 2 academic journals, Hydrology and Urban Infrastructure. He cross-referenced them against rainfall data going back 40 years, and then he saw it. A pattern so clear that he was shocked. The primary aquifer feeding water to 400,000 people was being drawn down at a rate official models had underestimated. The new industrial corridor had doubled extraction without updating projections. Rainfall had been running below historic norms. The result was arithmetic. Critical water shortage was not a risk. It was a scheduled event, approximately 14 months away. Ezra built a model. He ran it 17 times with different assumptions. The outcome did not change. He wrote a report, 43 pages, costed solutions. He had found a way to prevent a water crisis before it began. Now he just had to make someone listen. Ezra emailed the Ministry of Water Resources. He received an automated acknowledgement. He heard nothing more. He wrote to international organizations. One researcher met him for 22 minutes, asked shallow questions, and never called back. He printed 60 copies and stood outside a government complex for 2 afternoons with a small folding table. Most people walked past. One official stopped, a tall man in a well-pressed suit. He smiled at Ezra with the smile adults give to children who are impressive. "Very good work," the official said. "Your school must be very proud of you." He set the paper back and walked inside. For the first time in his life, Ezra had no response. He simply stood there. He felt small. That night, Ezra sat with his calculations. It was not fear. Knowledge had always been the opposite of fear. This was something quieter. But knowledge, he was learning, was not the same thing as change. His mother knocked. She came in and sat beside him. "Ezra, what do you know about the man in the ministry? Not his department. Him. What does he fear? What does he value?" "I don't know him," Ezra said at last. It was a strange sentence to say out loud. "Then that," she said, "is where you begin." The next week, Ezra did something he had never done before. He put down his data and walked into his neighborhood with empty hands. He went to the women who collected water from the communal tap. He did not present findings. He asked questions and he listened. They told him things that were not in any journal. How the tap had been running weaker each year, how they kept more reserves. He went to the elder who had lived there for 62 years. The man remembered drought cycles with precision. He had a life of knowing. He went to the mechanic. The mechanic showed him pump parts that had worn exactly as the model predicted. No one had asked him. Each conversation changed something in his model, not the numbers. What changed was the story around them. The story made them real. 6 weeks later, Ezra stood at a microphone in a local council chamber. He was not alone. Standing behind him were 6 people. Each of them spoke. Ezra spoke last. He showed one chart. He told one story. He asked one question. The council voted. 4 months later, the first infrastructure intervention was approved. It was not everything, but it was real, and it was funded. Knowledge is the beginning. Connection is the engine. The hardest problem was never the water. It was crossing the distance between us.